All right, so I want to talk to you a little bit today about navigating the real estate market next year. Over these last couple of weeks, especially as interest rates have started to come down a little bit, we're seeing all kinds of predictions and those kinds of things. So I want to give you just a kind of a preview of what I've been seeing over the last few weeks here in the Indianapolis market, in and around us, and kind of give you a preview of what to expect to come in the next year. So one thing that prompted me about this was a comment that I got on in the last video that I got about why in the world I would be encouraging people to buy a house now when interest rates and prices are so high. And it's a good question. It's a fair question or two. But if you watched that last video, I went through the differences in the interest rate and those kinds of things. That was really to show that interest rate, while it's very important, is by no means the whole picture. And my desire with that was to make sure that you, if you're considering buying anytime soon, was to make sure that you realize that, you know, the interest rates being high or higher, and they've obviously gone down here recently, is certainly one factor. But really what I want to talk about more and emphasize again is just a simple supply and demand. I've read no fewer than a dozen articles in the last week or so that it's like as rates go down, prices are going to necessarily go up, especially since we don't have a ton of inventory right now. And this is a slow time. A lot of people not wanting to move through the winter, although we've had really good weather here, at least thus far. I don't want to jinx that, but you know, it really comes down to supply and demand. And as we get into this next year, and we start seeing rates come down, if they continue to come down, and we sure hope they do, as soon as they start coming down, especially if we're not getting more inventory on the market, then the prices are going to go up. And I think I showed in that example that if you had a $300,000 property that you're purchasing at 7.5% versus waiting a little while and prices go down, prices go up, interest rates go down, even a 1%, that really the difference in the payment when you pay more for the property because demand is higher, your payment is really not that much difference. It's only $40, $50 difference. So say all that to say that interest rates are important, certainly not the be all end all, and I hope you don't base your decision solely on that. The market has slowed down a little bit this time of year. It usually does, but we're closing out the year with several closings. I've got another one on Friday, another new construction property. So while things have slowed down, I think as interest rates continue to drop, or even if they level off, interest is up and demand is up. So for you home sellers, you know, maybe a little bit more money and equity that you have in your property. As a buyer, still good time to buy because prices have been fairly stable, a little higher, a little lower, depends on the area that you're in, but you know, prices have been good. So all that said, sales are going to happen every day. There's closings that are happening every day. So a lot of this may come down to whether you really need a new house. Just talked to a lady yesterday, and she lost her husband, unfortunately, and she's looking to move and buy some things. And so it's pretty much a need to get in there because she doesn't need the big house. Had another family here too. They're expecting a baby. I just talked to her 3 or 4 days ago. They need a bigger house. They're running out of room. They're soon to have 5 kids and not big enough for them. So you know, do you need something? Do you want something? But if you're even considering, again, I just want to emphasize that right now still it's a great time to buy with rates still fairly stable and the price is the same way. I think you'd be smart to at least look into that. So hopefully that helps a little bit. We'll be navigating some new things in the new year, but by all means let me know what I can do to help you out, what questions you might have, or what we can do to help you make a solid decision on this going forward. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.